Hello. Today I am here to talk about a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG movie. Yeah. Classic film. Highly recommend it. If you have not seen it, go and watch this movie. Oh my goodness. 10 out of 10. Gotta watch it. Especially if you want to get into horror, you know? One of the classic OG slashers, in my opinion. And just awesome. I know. Giving it praise before the end of the video, but hey, it is what it is. This is my channel. I can do what I want. So, if you don't like it, then oh well, I'm sorry you feel that way, sir or ma'am or whatever. Anywho, here we go. Leatherface. I love the mask, the makeup, um, and just the costume designs, which is crazy. That I mentioned that. Not that I mention it or anything, but just the fact that all the actors and actresses, they literally could not wear anything else during the shoot of that film. Like, insane. And just the smell that I can just imagine that was just emanating from the clothes that they wore every single day. I bet it stank with just, oh my goodness, I can't. Oof. Um, yeah, those poor actors. Gotta 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 feel sorry for them. On that 7-day shoot. Uh, you know, what can be said that has not already been said about this movie? Like, dude, just from the soundtrack to the acting to cinematography to the direction to the location. Oh man. It's a 10 out of 10 in my book. It's like one of the greatest horror films, if not one of the best films of all time. I know that's a high praise, but I highly recommend it. If you like sitting in your seat and being, pushed to the edge, I highly recommend this film because it's like you could say it's like a psychological thriller with just the way they filmed this movie, and it doesn't really show you all the gory details. It cuts away and it just leaves you like wandering, and it's just that's what elevates this film to high to like the high standard, and I just feel like a lot of horror films in today's movie industry don't try to do that. They try to just be like shock, like the Terrifier series. It's basically like a gore fest, and it just tries to be super offensive, and if I'm gonna be honest, uh, which I try to be in my reviews, um, it's just unappealing because there's like no, like, almost no substance outside of Art the Clown, to the other characters. I feel like, I just feel like the characters are shallow and stuff. But hey, that's just me. And it's just, it's kind of, in my opinion, I don't know. It feels lazy to me. Just, try to be just shocking for the sake of shocking, and gore for the sake of gore. I mean, no offense to the creator of the Terrifier series and the character Art the Clown, but the creator, he's made a very popular horror icon in Art the Clown. I'm not saying he's not scary. I think him, Art the Clown, as a character, I think he's very interesting. And I would like to know more, but just anyways, getting away from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, my point is, it's just this is how horror movies should be made, not for the sake of horror, for the sake of gore and shock value. It's kind of lame, and yeah, I feel like a lot of modern horror films do not really take that into consideration, what and what else can be said, I don't know. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. That one scene where Leatherface is just he goes and sits by this window, and you just see his face, his facial expression, and it's he feels so bad, he feels remorse for doing what he does, because he doesn't know any better than just torture and killing others, and it's how he was raised. And that scene is just so I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable or anything, but it's in a sense of you feel empathy towards the villain of this of this film. You're empathetic, and it's just quite fascinating how the director Tobe Hooper just made Leatherface in this way. And props to Gunnar Hansen, the OG Leatherface, awesome. He did very well. I think I think that if Gunnar Hansen came back for any of the sequels, which from my understanding from videos I've watched from online, I think he was contacted at least once or twice to return, maybe. And I think he even wanted to return for the first sequel, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but yeah, in that last part there, but hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free in the comments. Yeah, and feel free to subscribe too. I try to upload. I'm going to try to be more consistent throughout for the rest of the year. Yeah, sorry I haven't uploaded as much in the last year or so. I need to be more focused on what I want to achieve and what, I want to do here on my channel, Excuse me, I apologize. My video will go unedited. Sorry if that bores you or annoys you in any way. But hey, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's a fun ride. It's a classic. Really recommend it. High praises all around for everybody. It's just really good. I can't wait to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is the first sequel in the franchise. I'm really excited. Have a good day, everybody, and God bless.